the Great Attractor. So as you have been getting more and more information about our great movie, I'm sure your character's becoming more and more embedded in your imagination, because the important thing about making a movie is imagination. And so today we are going to look at Venus, that light, that artificial light in the sixth dimension, as being the great attractor, the great power behind law of attraction. All of you know that what you think about happens, because it's not really the thought that makes it happen, though. You know that it's you, it's your role in the realization of that thought or idea that makes a difference. But a lot of people call me, message me, ask me on the streets, are you saying that whenever something bad happens to me, that's my fault? Wow. We're going to be looking at that shortly in this lecture at Starseed University. Now, if you are a general viewer, please read the description box and then go and see the playlist for Starseed University to see if you might want a more appropriate lecture. This lecture is part of the Star Marine Core Course training, and this is Telepathy 101. There are other videos in Telepathy 101. Please watch those first before watching this. So, Venus, the great attractor. Law of attraction is a very, very enticing idea, especially in the world we live in today, where there's so much insecurity and corruption. We just want to maintain our innocence. We don't want to feel like we've been living in virtual reality where we grew up one way, the world being sold to us one way, famous people, inspirational people telling us, follow your dreams. You can do it. Nothing can stop us now. And then 20 years later, you figure out that half those people were hostages to some sort of gangster network of executives making them sign their lives away in ridiculous contracts, worse, way worse than any Scientology contract. And then they gaslight you and tell you, it's okay, you gotta play the game. So you played the game. Like I say in Night Game, power play the game. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's time to think again. Yeah. Go listen to Night Game. It's in the description box. That's what I'm talking about in there. Night Game, the song. Track number 5. Hello? And you got fed up. And some of you, because if you're here, you are playing the Star Marine. So some of you said, well, I'm not going to play the game anymore. I'm going to go and use black magic. Come on. Are you for real? You're going to go all the way down into the 4th dimension in that little black box and come up with some really wacky schemes to make some money, to protect your family, so you can have a future. I get it. You went there. And the reason we are having these courses is so that you don't have to go there anymore, because the world has been designed to make you feel as if you have to use evil in order to succeed. That's the point. They want to press you and squeeze you until you turn evil. And if you are a Star Marine, you know you cannot do such a thing. Now let's talk about attraction, right? You all wanted to know. Well, we heard you from our base, from our Arcturian base, in the Boetes constellation, and we said, fine, we'll come down to Earth again and tell them as many times as they need. So attraction is how telepathy works, okay? Marine spirits, the marine kingdom, works on attraction. Because Venus, the artificial light we talked about last week, Venus is a machine designed to attract. Why? Why would the Dracos need a machine to attract things? Because they knew, if you went into the other lecture series, you'll know that the Dracos created Venus so that it would be a machine to create the 3D. And in order to do that, they needed to pull the souls that they knew would result from the huge explosion of this Venus machine coming into our life existence, because we weren't even there. So coming into being. And when that thing came into the fourth dimension, it exploded Tiamat and all those people who lived in there, the Lyrians and the Dracos of there, and it ended. Life ended. It exploded. But they knew that's not fair, that's not right. We need those souls to keep purifying, rectifying, living, continuing. And so that's how they came up with the idea, they being Dracos or reptilians or whatever you want to call them. We don't care about the name here. We figured that out after production, okay, or pre-production. Okay, we use working titles and everything here. But the point is, once those souls were just a mush of plasma, galactic plasma, Venus was responsible for attracting similar pieces of this spiritual DNA into certain bodies of light. You might call them light bodies. So Venus has been designed to attract like light particles. And you are a light particle, and we've been able to tap into this technology forever. Now, if Venus is a great attractor, then what is Jesus? Jesus is the great dispenser. But we won't go into that today because I want to show you how Venus works. This is telepathy. Then we will discuss Jesus' role as a great dispenser later on. But if Venus is attracting all these different light particles in order to make souls in the 3D, how does that help you get your girlfriend, get your boyfriend, get your hot wife, your good job, your Maserati, whatever you want? Well, let's talk about it. That's the purpose of this lecture. Before we do, let's open with the Lord's Prayer, because that will give you a clue into how this works. So, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Temptation. That is how Venus works. Can I get my money now? Can I get my Oscar now? Can I get my Golden Globe now? That is why, if we open up to James 1, verses 12 to 15, we read, "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, 'I am tempted by God,' for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death." That word encapsulates the reasons why you keep doing law of attraction in the past, and you get your things little by little, here and there. But where's your lotto? Where's your Bugatti? Well, that's why I'm here, so you get it. Because as we discussed with Venus and Lucifer, it's all contractual. It's all a contract. It's good for you to have desires because God put your desires in your heart. It's when you try to get them or figure out how to get what you want that the Marines get you. Because you getting the desire is okay. Remember Psalms 4:4. We have learned that thinking is not a sin. Imagining is not a sin. But it's the lust. Because lust is lack. Lust is lack. And when you feel lustful over your desires, then you are experiencing lack. And when you are experiencing lack, the marine demons get very happy because contractually they are then able to unleash nightmares on you. Because lust is not faith. Lust is desire. Lust is desire for desire's sake. Oh, there we go. Lust is desire for desire's sake. So when you are lusting for someone or something, you don't actually want that thing or that person. You don't want love. You don't want a car. If you did, you'd have one. You don't even want a better job or anything. It's all up to you. And the thing with lust is that it's very addictive. Why is it addictive? Because it's instant manifestation. So all of you have had an experience of what instant manifestation feels like. Because it's not just that you have a feeling, as in a desire of wanting something, and then you hold true in the faith for a month or 90 days, and then you get despondent. Oh no. You guys, humans normally want something, think of something. Hey, this is what I want. I want a brand new car. A Maserati. Some kind of, it could be fear, it could be a doubt, it could be an image that keeps replaying in their mind about the last time they wanted something and they couldn't get it. And that is what the Marines bank on. Because once you have that doubt, you will be just like Eve and you'll be running around covering yourselves with fig leaves and selling fig leaves to other people. Am I the only one watching mainstream TV and advertising? Everything they try and sell you is fake instant manifestation. Artificial, fake. Let's not get scared of the word, guys. We're here on earth. So take authority. So whenever you turn on TV, and if you don't have YouTube Premium, then you know everyone wants to give you an instant manifestation. They can make you look better. Take this product and you'll feel better. Follow me and I'll set you free. It's all coming from the Marines. That's why you don't see me advertising. I just give you the pearls. Why? Because I don't work for humans. I work for Jesus, the high priest of Melchizedek. And my contract is I just have to tell you this so that when the end comes, you can't pretend you didn't know. That's all. We've given it to you through music. We've given it to you through these. We've given it through you to vlogs, blogs, everything. So there is no excuse anymore. If you don't seek, you won't find. And if you don't find, then you can go to the fourth dimension. Until you're ready to come to us. And then we will welcome you with open arms. But until then, please work through your temptation. Work through your addiction. Work through your lust. Now let's go to Galatians 6:1. In the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 1. There's Corinthians, there's Ephesians, there's Galatians 6. Oh, there we are. And 1, very first. There we go. Bear and share burdens. Brethren, if a man is overtaken in any trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such one in a spirit of gentleness, considering yourself lest you also be tempted. Aha. Now, what are they saying? It's saying that as I explain this to you, I'm doing it with gentleness, but I also need to be watchful and vigilant. And so do you in your daily lives, that when you are talking about these things, you also don't get tempted into pride and feeling like, oh, I know everything, or blah, blah, blah. So luckily in acting, we just switch up characters. So, if you want to, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not get tempted. You see how easy it is. This stuff is instant. It's very instant. Romans 12:12. Let's see what Romans 12:12 says to us before we go deep. So Romans 12:12. Did you guys watch me go past that? Romans 12:12. Why don't you tell me in 12D, in 5D? So Romans 12:2 reads, well, the chapter is titled, Christians Should Lead Transformed Lives. And we are Melchizedekians. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the bodies, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, are we all seeing this? I beg you, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, but all the members do not have the same function. Love that. We are many members in one body. We do not have the same function. Just like the dimensions we looked at, they each have their own territory, principality, function. And us, as sons of light in the order of Melchizedek, the priest, small p, Jesus is big P, the priest and king of God Most High, aka Star Marine. That's who we are. Okay? And so because that's who we are, this is our form of work. I don't want to use the G word, but this is our form of organization. That's the word. Our org structure. So whenever you see anyone trying to make you a robot and to make you do, if you see anyone presenting to you a hive mind organizational structure like this, run away, run away. Run the freak away, because this is Satanism. It is the worship of technology, not that Venus is the devil. Worship of tech, i.e. Venus, is Satanism. You don't worship it, you use it for yourself and those you love. And even Jesus was tempted. He was not above this machine. Go, look it up. Matthew 4, 1 to 11. It's a very long chapter, but it talks about Jesus fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. Why did Jesus fast? Why? Because he could have just eaten like everyone else. Where did it go? Did we just manifest another magic? He fasted to restrict lust, the energy of lust, the attractive power of lust is defeated by repose. Repose is to pull out the system. Go watch TV. Go to the lake and sit there and look at it. Go be alone. Or meditate. Meditate in your heart on your bed at night. But do not sin. So this is how you manifest, guys. Without having the misery of feeling out of control, of feeling like, oh, I have to do SP manifestation. SP, okay, I need this, because out of 8 billion people in the world, I need this one. Even though this one person is made up of 16 million different alien souls, it's okay, I just want this one. You never realize, oh, maybe I just like one part of this person. So let me watch this person for however long it takes for me to figure out what that thing is. No, I want it now. I want Channing Tatum now. Or whoever. Speaking of, well, let's not go there. So, you see how this attractor works? It distracts you. It's so distracting. And that's how you end up in all these different dimensions without you knowing how you got there sometimes. And so now let's give you a visual representation just to make it a little bit easier to learn how this thing works, okay? And I want us to use an example that we all know. So I'm going to draw it for us. So let's get some trace paper. This should do. Okay, so let's draw on this, shall we? So let's visualize how this process, how this machine works through a schema, and then you'll be able to apply it in a way that is responsible. All right, so the first thing we need to start with is the 6th dimension, because remember I told you that Venus is artificial light. It is not real. That's why when you think of a song, you can hear it in your head. You can see images in your mind. You have eyes in your mind, in your imagination. If I ask you to imagine a church tower, you can imagine it. If you can't, then you are not a star marine. So, the light. Let's look at the light first. Let's do this, shall we? And then we can zoom in. So, where's my ruler? So this artificial light is everything you can see and feel and experience here. It all comes through that. Is this distracting? Okay, let's use the clear background. The light, I'm back. There we go, let's do that. So first, what do we have? We have the light. As I say in my songs, the shimmering light. Good God. Sorry, Lord, for taking your name in vain. Okay, so let's do, and if you are watching this, please, pray, bring in your spirit of discernment, etc. Ask the Lord to pour it down on you, etc., etc. Okay, because we are going interdimensional traveling now, so we need to sync ourselves. So pull all your energy from every single dimension and time and space and every memory you have into your consciousness right now. And then seal yourself in so that you are not split up over many different dimensions so that other people don't eat you and confuse you. And then pray to Jesus and ask for protection, etc., etc. Because we are traveling and we don't want to end up like the people in the Philadelphia experiment who ended up stuck inside the ship, melded into the walls. Okay, so the light, rough edge down. I want you to think of the light literally as electricity. You know how you have a microwave and you have to plug it in for it to work? Well, the microwave is not electricity, but it uses electricity. So let's visualize electricity as a plug point. We can also visualize it as a light bulb. We can also visualize it as a lightning bolt. So guys, you know I'm not a drawer. I'm an actor. Okay, so we need electricity in order for this whole process to work. So we can say this is 60. It's just the power, the artificial light, AL. Now, what else do we need? Well, I want you to think of the fifth dimension. Remember these DVDs. Hey, Madge. Now these represent the fourth dimension. Remember? See, in a box, fourth dimension. Because they are recording. So what would the fifth dimension be like? The fifth dimension would be the DVD player. So let's say that the fifth dimension is a DVD player. How do they look? Remember those things? Like a little... Oh my gosh, you guys, remember that ad that used to come on? This is DVD, and this is what happens when you watch DVD. DVD is a movie on the disc the size of a CD. You can watch it in widescreen. Pick your language and all these features. DVD. See how good a movie at home can be. DVD. Yeah. Remember that guy at the end when he says, yeah. Guys, I watch a lot of movies, okay? So here is that little tray that comes out the DVD player. So this is like a magnification of that, okay, magnified. And the tray comes out the DVD, goes back in, and then there is a crystal. It's a crystalline material. Now, I went to TV school, but then I left to go to film school because I failed all the science stuff. But it's called, what was it? It's some crystal stuff, right? And when the electricity comes in to the DVD player, a bunch of crystals called indium phosphate are lit up by this electricity, and then the indium phosphate I believe lights up. It's a crystalline structure. And when it lights up, it creates another light. So we went from an artificial light to a diode laser light. Laser light. And so this is the fifth dimension. But now we need the DVD. We need the thing that we are playing. So that's when we put the DVD in the DVD player. So what is the DVD? Well, we've been saying for ages now that this is representative of the fourth dimension. So let's put this here, some shiny, because now the DVD's in there. We've put the DVD in. Let's move this down a bit. Yeah. Okay, so we've put the DVD in, the laser's on it. But now, what is the DVD actually? It's your memories. It's also your memories create a certain light. And that light in your memories is called imagination. I'll write it all, don't worry. Imagination. Because it's a black light. If I tell you to close your eyes and remember, go back to when you were a little boy or little girl and it was movie night and it was your turn to pick the DVD. You can see that. You can choose what you want to see on the DVD. Like that man told you. You can watch it in widescreen. You can pick your language. and choose from many great features. The sound is infinitely clearer in your imagination. I always say the reason I don't date anyone is because it's just always better in my imagination. You know, plus humans are like clunky and they're like machines, and you know, I like looking at them from from there, from where we're going to now. From the 2D, actually. I like looking at humans from the 2D. But now but now I'm coming out into the world, right? Because I got a promotion from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. I no longer have to vanquish demons every day. So now I'm charmed forever. Okay? So let's continue on to the third dimension. So now, let's talk about this, movies. You pick your genre. You pick the genre. Don't blame God for things happening in your life. Don't blame the devil. Yes, maybe 6 months ago or a year ago, but now, after November 19, 2024, it's up to you. So you pick the genre. If you want a horror movie, then you get a horror movie. If you want let me just turn this so it's a little bit easier for y'all. If you want a comedy, you get a comedy. There we go. Don't blame Shivers. What just happened? Don't blame other people. Darcy. Make Kent. Go, my son. There we go. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. So I guess one of you manifested that, didn't you? Did you? Okay, because I was not thinking of it. So, see how good a movie at home can be, and pick your own DVD. Now, whenever I talk to you about virtual reality and I say, oh, people are trying to upload you to virtual reality. Well, that is a saying that I heard someone else use, and her name is Proof of Chaos. Indeed. So look her up. Proof of Chaos. Now the reason I bring her up, Daisy, who's she? She is Daisy. And she's a perfect example of being like Scribblebytes or Netflix or Amazon Prime, a library of all the information. So she would be like a server reincarnated, if that makes sense, or incarnated. But it's all accessed through the light of the mind in your pineal gland. Or as I say in my song, pineal gland. The first single, Water. Go down to the description box and I've given you the YouTube link so you don't have to leave the platform, and the Spotify link so you can listen in your car. And it is music made to be listened to on speakers, not on earphones, because it needs to fill your environment so you can take advantage of all this advanced technology. And just a warning, the music will have an effect on your current reality. Please watch the warning videos on Scribblebytes before doing anything. This is an entertainment service provided and brought to you by CRS, Creative Resemiotization Schematics. So now once you've picked your genre, I want a romance. That's what I want, a Hallmark romance. I'm picking it. Ooh. Her Pen Pal. You must watch Her Pen Pal on Hallmark. Oh, it's good. I want that. So I'm watching that now. So now I come into the 3D. Come on, 3D. Come to daddy, as Frank used to say. So now, as I add each layer, can you see how everything gets lighter? I'll explain what that effect is once I get to the 1D, first dimension. Dimension, come on. You know, we'll talk about that later. The vibration of words. Okay, so the 3D. So who are you? Because here we are, we're in 3D, straddling the 5D through the blue light of your phone. Because if you guys know about smartphones and screens, they emit a blue light. That's why in track number 4 of my music project, I say, Vikeli, come through the blue light. I see you in my dreams, a vision in the blue. That's why Kylie Minogue, in her song Loving Days, she says, diving in the blue. We'll get there. She's been visiting me a lot more lately. Okay, and we'll talk about that later. So much stuff, guys. So now we're in the 3D. So do you see what I'm doing? I'm jumping around from topic to topic because that's an example of what happens when your CD or your genre is not selected. So you need to take time picking your genre. Because once that crystal is activated and that laser shines on that thing, it's going to play. It's going to play out. And as Abraham says, if it's near the end of the movie, just let it end and then start again. Or she says, the car going down to San Francisco, let it crash. The car on the San Francisco thing. You know what I'm talking about. So 3D, who are you? You are whoever you want to be. You never have to change. Whenever I ask you guys, who do you want to be? I'm not asking you to change. I'm saying, of course, by the virtue of you being here, right? Or any channel, any TV show, any entertainment, any filmed media, audio, visual content. It's because you're looking for something. And so if that's your character, then you can imagine yourself being an adventure film protagonist, looking for something like Indiana Jones or Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. Then that can be your character, just constantly searching and looking. But when you are a person who's constantly searching and looking without an end in goal, then that's when it becomes problematic. So the purpose of this is to get us away from thinking in binaries, even though I use a lot of binaries. What I'm really doing on a tertiary level is blending, because that's how movies are made. We have at least 13 departments in a movie, and all of them need to know what's going on so that the thing on screen makes sense to the viewer at home. And you are the same. Remember, we are many members in one body and we do not have the same function. So you need to be uniquely yourself the way you feel you are meant to be, guided by the high priest and king of Melchizedek, Jesus Christ, Son of God, the Father. With the Holy Spirit, he has sent us, and the Spirit God has poured out onto us in these days. You have a lot of tech and support. Enough for you to be yourself and not like these Hollywood hostages who go on TV, tell you everything is fine. Meanwhile, they were just being, upside down with baby oil. And then they tell you, believe in your dreams. That's a lie. Broadcast, which is even worse. Under the guise of reality. At least I'm telling you this is a movie. We are just making a movie here. And the Pentagon, I need those equipments. Okay? Michael Bay has it. Tom Cruise can use them. So I would like me and my friends who happen to be people who subscribe to Scribble Bites to work on the movie with me. I don't want to work with those strangers in Hollywood. I don't know what they did. I want to work with you. Watching this, you are my crew. Because I know you're not a weirdo. That's the point. So now I am in my romantic film on Hallmark. So I am then going to act like it. So how do I act like it? The way I move my body and what I think must match what I say. Must match, because this is a romance film that I'm picking. You can pick your own thing, remember? So now I must act like it and speak like it. And that's it. So whenever you're in a moment where you are being tempted, it'll be you being tempted to not play your role. That's what the temptation is. To make you play in someone else's movie. So whenever someone comes up to me and tries to make me do something that I know is not in my movie, I'll tell them. I'll say, no, I'm not doing that. Or I'll just leave and take care of you in other ways with the proper authorities. Okay? But you will not cast me or typecast me in your BS, and neither should you take that. You pick the movie, you act in the movie, and don't delineate or don't go off track from your movie. Now, obviously, your director is Jesus and God, and your producer is God. So you can make it an improv, you can do whatever. You can go off script. Some people don't even want to know, so just make it an improv movie. Make it like that movie with James McAvoy. I love James McAvoy. Gosh, why can't I act with James McAvoy? Go watch that movie with James McAvoy where he just made it up as they went along. The director just went to him and said, there's a boy in a tree, go, action. And then he had to go figure it out. That's life. That's what we're doing. Okay? It's cinema verite 3.0. We've literally just invented a new movie style. Just like I did back in the 1920s. Okay, so that's my movie. I guess it's a bit of a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi romance. Hallmark doesn't do those, so I guess you'll see it on Scribble Bites. But yeah, it's a sci-fi romance. I like it. So is my soulmate watching? Ooh. See, now already I'm being pulled into the heavens of this movie, and I'm thinking of it now. It's an attractor. Venus, the light, is an attractor. Because now I'm thinking, now I'm in there. So play your role. Now, the 2D. See, the 2D and the 1D are kind of linked. So I'll do it like this. The 2D, I didn't even do that. That manifested. Because you guys saw me ripping through everything, right? So why is this like just folded and not ripped? Gosh, I love Jesus. My gosh, you guys saw me ripping through these. But now it's just ripped a little bit. What the miracle, look. It didn't rip all the way through. And it's perfect because that's what I need. What is this? It's 5D, my guys. Okay? We do live magic here. Oh. Okay, now I'm like, how did that happen? Okay, focus. Lights, camera, action, that's it. So this, oops, we forgot to say 4D here. So let's say 4D. Let's say here. That's that CD thingy. That's 4D. Then we come here. See, you have, that's why we say get into alignment. Look what happens when you're not in alignment. So get into alignment. Pull yourself towards yourself from each dimension. So now the 1D and 2D are connected. I mean, do not marvel, for these things and greater shall you do. Okay, so now the 1D, I'll get this done in 4 minutes, don't worry. This is the actual TV. So let me put a TV of, okay, let me use a device. This is your phone, your smartphone, your Samsung Galaxy. This is your Samsung Galaxy, the actual screen that you are watching me on. That is the 2D. And then, on top of that is the 1D, which is the actual device, the blank screen of reality. So just get into alignment and manifest. But look, we can't see everything else. We just see this, and that's what it's like when you connect to all these other dimensions. You can't see them here on Earth, but they're there. They leave traces of each other. They leave whispers. And what we are doing as a Star Marine is connecting to that. So now to close, let's read 1 Corinthians 10:13. There, 1 Corinthians 10. Here we go. Did you guys see that? Oh, I was way zoomed in. There we go. 1 Corinthians. Let's read together. Therefore, let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. So he gives us a way out, and this is one of your ways out. Starseed University. You are so loved. And God wants you to remember that he gave you this technology to use it, not to worship it, like the verse goes on to say about worshiping idolatry or false idols. Go away from that. Because the real power lies with Jesus Christ, the high priest and king of Melchizedek, just like you and me. So use it. Take authority over the great attractor and create the life you've always wanted. In the name of Jesus, amen.